Thanks for joining VRB Outstanding and Vacation Home Mastery. I'm Mark Mancini. I'm joined this week with John Slaughter for part two of travel insurance with Rental Guardian. So stay tuned. And welcome back. So, John, I know your hair probably doesn't show it. You aren't named after the famous '80s rock band Slaughter, but you're popular by many hosts anyway for Rental Guardian with travel insurance. So, thank you for coming back again this week.
My pleasure. It's great to be here.
All righty. So, the first question I have this week, because I know people have been thinking about it since the first episode. Now, I assume there's a time limit as to when people can purchase it. And we talked about calling up and getting fire insurance when the fire trucks are coming to your house. It's too late then. What is the cutoff time that you have for going ahead and purchasing travel insurance?
That's a great question. So with travel insurance, obviously every provider is different, but we offer a few different ways for folks to get the program. First and foremost, the standard travel insurance is available when the booking is more than 30 days prior to arrival. It's available at the time of booking and all the way up until 30 days prior to arrival. That's for standard coverage. With the cancel for any reason, it's a much shorter window. When more than 30 days prior to arrival and they're making a booking, it would be at the time of booking or within 14 days of the booking. And that's because it's such a more robust program that the window is much shorter. But even if that 14-day window for cancel for any reason had passed, they could still purchase the standard coverage up until 30 days prior to arrival. Now, the other side of the fence would be what we consider a last minute booking or within 30 days of the booking arrival date. When that is happening, the standard coverage can be purchased within 30 days at the time of booking or within 5 days of the booking. So you can still purchase travel insurance and have a couple of days to figure it out if you want to purchase it or not. To me, it's a no-brainer, but I'm partial. And then cancel for any reason is not allowed to be purchased within 30 days prior to arrival. So what's great about offering both programs for us is that we have a best scenario that folks can take advantage of more than 30 days prior to arrival. And then, of course, our standard program, which is one of the most robust in the industry, within 30 days prior to arrival, they can still purchase it, which is a great value benefit for managers to be able to get those vacations protected and stand firm on cancellation clauses when something comes up.
That is way more than fair, I think. And because it gives them time to think about it. It's not you have to do it at time of purchase. And when you go ahead and pay your money, if you don't decide there, then you lost it. So I think that's great that Rental Guardian offers that. And for the record, everyone out there, I have no financial stake in Rental Guardian. I offer it to my guests. It just seems to be a natural integrated part for my process. And there's several other ones out there, but as I said, this one's baked into OwnerRez. So being an OwnerRez partner, I feel as though it's important to use their integrated API products. And John, I told you, I teach in my courses and I preach very strict cancellation policies. Now, for myself, for 11 years, I've been no cancellation, no refunds. I've always offered travel insurance. So if anyone ever had an issue, my standard response was to defer them to the travel insurance. And if they didn't get it, it's out of my hands. And people ask me, why do I do something like that? And I go back to that, I think it was Ben Franklin quote, my inventory is time. And remember, I'm in the hospitality business, okay? And without business, right, cancellations can't happen if I want to stay in business. I can't block off time, right? And then people not show up and then expect to be able to pay bills if they just decide to cancel for whatever reason. I've told people try to have at least a 60-day window for cancellation, if the no cancellation is too strict for them. But as I say, I'd rather have people who vacation like I do. I make a decision to go and I stick to it. Now, granted, that's not what you sell. You want to give them the option, and I get that. So speaking about how to get that, how do people get Rental Guardian? I know you partner with more than OwnerRez with other PMS systems. And we're going to put a link to the list below. But just some high level, some of the more popular PMS systems, and the ones that are API integrated, so it's a seamless process. But then they can also reach out to you directly too, can they not?
Yeah, we have, obviously our great relationship with OwnerRez, and they've chosen us to be the integrated partner for travel insurance, which is a great scenario because anybody that uses OwnerRez can basically just say they want it and use it, and it's already baked in, no questions asked. It's super simple, no approval process, nothing. You just basically turn it on and use it, which is fantastic. We do, like you mentioned, have other integrated software partners. We're connected with most property management software partners in the industry, but also we have the ability for folks to use our program without an integration. We have online store that you can use to be able to promote travel insurance directly, that then allows for folks to be able to look at the program, buy it online, and receive the policy directly without you having to do anything other than just promote a link. So we've got all different ways for folks to be able to promote the program. But like you mentioned, and what you use within OwnerRez, it's such a super simple, easy way that OwnerRez really did it right. And most of the other partners we're doing business with have integrated as well, which makes it a seamless, easy process.
Many people may not know, VRBO has always offered travel insurance through their checkout process. Airbnb just started offering it, but you could have a host could have offered your link as an option for their guests to go ahead and purchase it directly from you, because again, they just want to make it so their guests can cancel and they won't be impacted. So it's good that you can get it through a couple different formats and not just going with OwnerRez, even though again it's my favorite PMS out there.
Yeah, that link is really beneficial because the minute that you get a chance to interact with that guest, you can send the link out either by email, text message, however you choose, and it goes to to an online store where folks can buy it online 24/7, 365.
Great. So, question for you. I know we're vacation rental hosts. We don't deal with cruises, but is travel insurance more popular for cruises than vacation rentals, or is it about equal? Or
Yeah, that's a great question. I actually have history in the cruise industry, so I'm pretty familiar with the cruise industry. In a past life, I worked for a company where we did online cruise sales, because the best time to sell a cruise is when somebody's on a cruise. And so with that being said, when you're booking a cruise, you're doing that probably much farther in advance. Most folks that book a cruise, they do it, maybe not a year, but possibly a year, 6 months, 8 months. You don't normally just go cruise, 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 cruise. You go cruise, 6 months, cruise, for those that do that cruising lifestyle. So travel insurance is a great popular program in the cruise industry, simply because the lead times of booking a cruise are much, like I said, the best time to buy a cruise is when you're on a cruise, when they're offering you super, super spectacular deals while you're in the moment, living the cruise life. So that would probably be next year. So having a cruise protection program would be a very valuable thing, and just simply because the lead times are longer. But like we talked about earlier, booking those vacation homes in pristine beach destinations where you want to be able to secure that spot, maybe that's your family spot, so you book farther in advance. You don't want to wait till last minute, especially for summertime destinations, where summer, if you're going from Memorial Day to Labor Day and that's your peak season, and you're going to basically be slammed, the first thing you want to do is make a booking farther in advance as a guest, because you got to get that booking in. And then the longer the lead time, of course, the more things that can happen in life, as we've known, right? So travel insurance is great for vacation rentals. It's very popular, but it's also, I don't have an actual comparison. I would just say that they're both very high.
So, John, I get it. People go on cruises, you liquor them up, and then you sell more cruises.
That's what they do. That's the cat's out of the bag. When you're on your way to a captain's dinner, dressed in your, in your best suit, and you're having a great time, and you're just, feeling great. And they're like, "Hey, you want to buy another cruise?" You're like, "Heck yeah, why not? Let's do it."
So my next question is based upon timing, because I have actually two cousins that are over in Italy on vacation. So do you find that there's certain vacations like overseas travel where this is real popular, and for vacation rental owners that have property in Mexico and Costa Rica and other places, or that host a lot of European visitors to the States, is this something as well that is very popular for those who cross international lines?
So that's a great, great way to put it. The more moving parts you have to your vacation, the more things you have to protect. For instance, if you're just driving to your destination, you're just cruising, a couple hundred miles away, you still want to protect that booking, especially, against cancellations and interruptions and delays or weather related hurricanes and COVID and stuff like that. But if you have airline tickets and excursions and all of these other things built into your vacation, you want to protect all of that. Because, for instance, I went on a luau with my family. Actually, I was in Maui 49 days prior, West Maui, before the fires. And we went to a fantastic luau that was called the Drums of the Pacific. And that thing, but it was expensive. I had no idea how expensive a luau was for me and my family. 5 people, it was over $1,000. And so I put that on, yeah, but it was well worth it, but it was expensive. And so I put that on my travel insurance program because I was like, look, I'd rather pay 7% or 10.8%, maybe $70 to protect my luau than if something happened that because there were volcanoes that were kind of chirping up and kind of like, oh my gosh. It's not so much that there's going to be lava flow or something, but it could be that there was an eruption and it blew smoke particles into the air that got little shards of glass in them, and the planes can't fly. So in all those types of situations, having that peace of mind to know that if something happens out of my control and I can't go, that all of my vacation is protected and I can get that money back and schedule another one, to me is just, it's just a no-brainer. I never leave home without it. So.
Awesome. Well, John, I appreciate your time this week. We've got one more episode left, the 3rd installment of this. I want to thank you for coming back. Remember, hit like and subscribe below. Ask any questions or comments. We'll be sure to address them. And remember, we'll see you again next week for the grand finale.